Hi, I'm Natalia,
And I'm Leslie Marie,
and this is a We Are Fashionably Late podcast,
where we talk about the clothing we wear and the untold but very true stories about why we wear what we wear.
Hi guys, welcome.
Hello.
No. Sorry. I feel like you look very posh and I don't. Well, I want to fit with the segment, with the episode,
aesthetic.
the aesthetic that already people know what it is, but you know, we wanna bring that vibes. We want to bring the vibes. Today's episode is not only is it a trend, but it is an accessory. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
It is. We're all talking about something we've all want. The coveted.
If you watch Gossip Girl,
If you
vibes.
watch Sex in the City.
If
If you are really just
a fashion girly.
a fashion girl.
If you watched The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
If you watched...
I feel like this is something that if you're a fashion girly, the day you get to buy this for yourself, it has to be to commemorate something special. Something big. Important.
Big. How you already said that.
We're talking about the Birkin bag today.
The Birkin bag.
The
And,
Birkin.
You know,
The
history, the
Pop
origins, the culture, the vibes,
The
the
accessorizing.
designers, the stylists, the
How to wear it.
How to wear it. Yeah.
Do we own a Birkin?
No,
Not yet.
But guess what?
But this is if
This
I did
is
own
this is the time we can manifest. We can talk about it. We can dream, because who knows?
Let's be
Who
real.
knows? We
What
can,
color
like,
Birkin would you get?
that like lighty brown.
Shut
one.
I want one. Okay.
What the fuck?
Because I was thinking like a dark brown or your standard like almost there's like a black blue color. that
Oh,
everyone's
I've seen
really
that one.
like.
Also, I think actually I like a dark like chocolate brown. That one would be cute.
Oh, that would be cute. I could see you with that. You're such a
Actually,
brown
A
like
brown, ready,
like espresso girl.
I'm very fall like colors vibes.
Yeah.
You know.
You're very yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Nelly tends to go more neutral, so that
Mhm.
would work.
I'm danger. I just feel
I could see it. Especially with
scared.
her little haircut, like her little Gracie Abrams haircut.
Yeah.
Stop. It looks so good.
But yeah, so that's our episode
episode
today. But as you already know on our previous episode.
Well, first, what are we wearing to intro? No?
Oh,
Yeah.
what are you wearing?
Okay, I tried to. I feel like when I have my Birkin bag, right? I
This would
want
be
to
the outfit you
wear.
wear?
Yeah, I want to wear it in a casual way, but I also want to have it a little bit more sophisticated.
Okay.
So a
Okay.
cardigan would definitely have to bring in that cozy vibe.
Mhm.
So I have this green cardigan from Reformation. I love this color so much.
Nice
In
color.
real life, I think it's just like it goes with my skin a little bit better.
It's a little bit more like deep.
It's like a deep avocado.
Where on screen it doesn't show how
No.
deep it is, but if you have gone into Reformation and you've seen the
probably seen
color green, it's that one.
And also, like, I feel like it's very fall vibe, very
Mhm.
New York. That's the kind of vibe I would, like,
Yeah.
want to dress it up as. And then I have this, like, little graphic tee from Brandy, which I think is really cute. And it's just, like, a little cheeky. And then I have my Levi's baggy dad jeans, as always.
Yeah.
The black ones. And then my Golas, guys. This is my
Are we
month of my
surprised?
Golas.
The day that she does not wear her golas, let's all go.
I feel like I tend to have, like, an accessory that I, like, go to.
And that's your
then that's
golas.
what I wear for, like,
That's your golas.
an insane amount of time, and
Yeah.
then I forget about it.
Yeah.
So right now I'm in this, you know. Maybe later it'll be my Birkin.
Yeah.
What about you?
I won't explain what I'm wearing from the waist down because that is work attire.
She's giving COVID.
I'm giving COVID, but from the waist up.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I really like it.
I'm wearing this Brandy Mavel. Yeah, Brandy.
Melville.
Brandy off the shoulder black knitted sweater.
It looks classy.
It's okay, so they had a t-shirt. I tried the t-shirt on, but I love this one better.
It's a bit thicker.
It was cold when I bought it, and then somehow the following week it got a little bit harder, and I was like, well, I can't wear it. And I said, for the Birkin bag
You can wear
episode,
it.
I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna
Is
be
the
posh.
AC on right now in the car?
Full blast. Yes, it is. If you hear it, it is on. But also, I saw that, I think it's Hollister. Hollister has like a creamy ivory color, and they have like a I think a brown or gray or one of those colors. I don't know why.
I feel like it's a good basic. Like
It
fall
is.
basic.
Yeah, so I'm like,
And it looks cute,
I'm gonna get that
and
too.
elegant. Yeah.
Cute, elegant. You can literally put on some like denim jeans and like
straight legs
with
some
you're
boots.
good. Like also like
Black.
you don't have to like really dress it up because the item itself is like a very dress type. I think it's just how you accessorize it
Which I like how
to
you
give the
accessorize it.
vibes, you know? Like, so yeah. But that is what I'm wearing some jewelry, some necklaces.
Also, can
Yeah.
we petition for Natalie to cut her hair shorter?
Oh,
Because she doesn't. She wants to grow it out. Guys, help me, please.
Mm.
Let's bring it to our Natalie's favorite segment that we started. Because we're trying
Yappin'
to
Flash.
organize the yappin'.
Yappin' News Flash.
This is.
I had a better phrase.
I think you said the fashion yap hour.
Fashion Yap Hour.
That's what you
Let's see how we feel with that. You know, let it.
Let's
What is it?
marinate. Okay.
Um,
First off,
Well, we will always give 3.
we'll always try to give 3.
So this is the first one.
First one, guys, Drew Starkey, his
That's
red
all.
carpet
That's all.
outfits.
Just your Starkey.
If you don't know, if you're watching, which I feel like a fake fan because I haven't seen the last season. I have 2 seasons to catch up on for Outer Banks. But the promo that they are starting to do, the red carpet looks that they're starting to do, Drew Starkey is killing it. Also, a man who can pull off a little earring, a little buzz cut. Sorry, Harry couldn't do that.
I will. Yeah. Oh, the buzz cut.
The buzz
I was
cut,
like,
the buzz
yeah.
cut, the
He had
buzz
an
cut.
earring, and I was like, oh, that's.
But
wrong.
Drew Starkey has, and he can, and he's killing the red carpet
killing
looks. He's working it.
Yeah.
So we love a man who can dress. All right, now what's the
On
next one?
other news, on our topic of men,
Yeah,
the promo, the press,
it started.
the interviews have started for Gladiator 2.
Gladiator, guys.
Roman numeral 2.
You have to insert like a giant Roman numeral too.
I can't say 2. It's Roman numeral 2.
Guys,
The picture that is on the movie theater right across the street
we're
of
literally
his
at the
thighs.
movie
Of
theater.
his
We're literally at the-
Leslie said, "Do you think I could get that poster?" And I said, "Honey,
Guys,
you don't know who you're talking to.
this is the
You
thing.
don't know who you're talking to."
This is the thing. I want to say I watched the first one. I mean, I was younger, so obviously, like, I wasn't into like men yet, right? I watched it for the history. I watched it for the knowledge, and it's a great film. It's a great film. It was
Of
my
mixed
Roman
bags.
Empire. It was my Roman Empire for the actual Roman Empire. This next one
Is her actual woman
is my Roman Empire for the men.
because of the main character himself, Paul
What can I
Mescal.
say? I am an adult. I am a woman, and
I have needs.
if you when these men are bloody, like, okay, I'll watch it for the film. Respect the work.
Riley Scott.
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's the
You
director.
did a great job casting.
Let's
Cut it at that.
córtale, mija. Córtale, mi mija.
The next one.
Because of us talking about Birkin, we thought, what better way to wrap this segment to introduce the Birkin bag history
With the
the queen of posh, of beauty, of gossip girly hour, Miss Leighton Meester.
She's gonna come out in the Buccaneers
Season 2.
which we love. Also,
Her
her
husband,
husband,
Adam Brody
which we all knew.
from the OC.
For some reason, people forgot.
Is a
He's the
beautiful man.
internet's new boyfriend. Guys, we've been knowing this.
Dilf.
Have you been watching the OC?
I've been watching Shazam. He also came out. in
He
those,
also
and he was
came out
pretty
in
cute.
Shazam.
He was pretty cute.
He came out in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
He came
People
out in-
often forget that fact.
Yeah.
So I didn't forget about him. Apparently the internet remembered him, which we're glad. But yes.
I'm just kidding.
But also
he was on his prime.
he's in his prime. But also
He's in his prime right now.
he's in his prime right now. So is Leighton Meester. We love that they're kind of, also didn't they come out on a show together?
Yes,
Single parents?
or something
Cute.
like that, yeah.
Cute.
Mhm.
We love that. And
But
we
yeah,
love to see her in the Buccaneers now.
This is the wrap.
This
This
is
is the cut. Moving on to the next segment, guys. We're cutting.
We're trying to be a bit more organized.
Cut.
All right, now if you clicked on this video, this is genuinely why you're here, because
Maybe they're not.
Lee Birkin bag, or you're here to listen to my beautiful voice. Either one, I support that. Let's start this episode.
Let's start this episode.
I feel like you should start it this time.
Boom, 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 boom. Let's go to the segment of history.
The history of the Birkin bag. For all of those who are uneducated, or all of those who need a reminder. Not in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, maybe they don't know.
In the fashion world.
In the fashion
are not
world.
educated in the fashion world. Okay. I'm so
this
sorry.
is why we're here. We're the besties that get to share this info.
Yeah.
So the Birkin bag is actually named after an actress / singer called Jane Birkin, right? There is this story, which is true, about how she was in a flight or something. She usually carried like these straw bags that kind of had everything in there. And she sat next to the icon himself, the designer at the time, who was the CEO of Hermès, Jean-Louis Dumas, on a flight. They were, I think, on their way from Paris to London or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, this was in 1981. He kind of sat next to her. Well, they sat next to each other on the flight, which, what are the odds, right? But anyways,
When it's meant to be.
He saw the bag, he saw the kind of chaos around it, and he's like, what if I just design a bag for you that would carry everything? That whole flight, they kind of like started like drawing, sketching, like what would she want in this ideal bag to fit everything. Lo and behold, she became his muse for that, and that bag is iconic now. And so her difficulty was finding a leather bag that would fit everything. That wasn't going to be slouchy.
And we know, girlies, it's hard. It's hard to find a bag that carries
also
all of our little necessities, like our sunny angels.
Also, I feel like that's another thing too, that like we carry a lot of stuff.
We do.
Like we do.
We either carry too many bags or we carry one big bag with everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's no in between.
No.
So I feel like the Birkin bag, you know, even though it's on the expensive side, but it's like that's the it girl type of bag that you need.
You can do it for work, for travel, for literally everything, and it looks stylish, it looks elegant and timeless. So that's kind of like a little history of how it came to be. But
the
talk
design
to us about
process of it. So the Birkin bag is crafted with a high quality leather material.
Yes,
you can have exotic skins like an alligator.
Yeah, which will
an
often
ostrich.
be way more expensive.
It just, you know, it depends on what material the bag itself was made.
Yeah, price would go up.
Yeah, and it features like the distinctive like designs,
the hardware
with the flap closure. We got the double handles. We love the double handles. I feel like that makes a bag more sturdy when it has a double handles. The lock and the key that we all know, the iconic.
Which you have to be careful so it doesn't scratch the leather.
Exactly.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about how the value of the Birkin bag goes up? So you could literally invest in this piece,
but it goes up.
It still goes up in value. You're not losing money.
Yeah. And how we said how the girlies, we carry so much, so it has a spacious like interior and this craftsmanship that is impeccable for your everyday type of use, whether it be for work, for school, for yourself, for mamas, whatever it is. It is there. And because of this, the popularity of the Birkin bag became a symbol of luxury, as we still know to this day.
She is that
and
girl.
Exclusivity. I feel like it's like how Leslie had said about how you buy the Birkin and the value goes up because of how beautiful this piece is, and how like it's like an impeccable like craftsmanship that the Birkin bag is, and how it was designed.
Well, because I feel like a lot of times when people hear luxury, right? Everything's handmade, obviously. Yeah. But this process, it takes months to get your bag. It also takes months for you to be able to order this bag. You have to be a client with Hermès. You have to buy other things before you even get the opportunity to buy this bag. So the exclusivity is real. I feel like a lot of people who get it like quickly, it's because they've bought it secondhand, which there's no problem with that.
No.
But I feel like if you,
it's like a status among like the celebrities, the fashionistas, and collectors, like in general. Like you having a Birkin bag isn't just like your every like day type of bag that you can buy anywhere. It's like you have to, like how you said, reach to a certain status in the brand itself to in order to get
design your own bag.
Design your own thing.
Yeah.
And how he says the Birkin bag, you design it. It
Mhm.
also comes in different sizes.
Mhm.
The most common being like the 25 centimeters to 40 centimeters.
Which is the one we pretty much
that
see.
we always see, the one that carries everything we need in our lives. And you choose the style,
Mhm.
the size, the color, the materials,
Mhm. The
and the hardware, the embellishments. Sometimes you can even adorn it with like diamonds.
Yeah, a lot of people. Or you can like get your name engraved.
Name
stuff
engraved.
Like that.
So I feel like getting to that tier of getting your own Birkin bag, that you're there, you want to make sure that it's like yours, like it's specialized.
It's very personalized
for you. It's like your personalized bag, that it's like it's a one of a kind type of style,
Mhm.
just for you type of thing.
Which I think that's why it makes it so interesting. Is because
Mhm.
it's very personalized.
Very
From the
personalized.
beginning, it was personalized for Jane, and now it's being personalized individually
us.
for each
For the
person.
girlies,
For the girlies.
for the fashionistas.
I feel like I wouldn't mind getting it secondhand, in the sense that, like, obviously it'd be a bit more affordable, but I mean, I say affordable, it's like 20 grand. But I feel like that's another thing too. You wouldn't have designed it. It's almost
Mm-mm.
like you picked the one that's there.
That's
type
there.
of vibe.
And also like this is like a handmade bag, so it's like
Hand-
very like delicate in a way.
It takes
As like
time.
an artiste myself, something that's ever like handmade,
The
the
craftsmanship.
craftsmanship, like everything that goes in, it's like such a delicate type of like thing that it's
Mhm.
like you have to take care of it, and you have to like
For sure.
really like
Appreciate it.
appreciate the art for what it is,
And the time it took
and the
to
time
make
it took,
it.
and the people that were in that whole project of building that bag for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just really like cool because you're like a little designer,
Mhm.
getting to do that. Another thing too, I feel like it's huge with pop culture.
Yes.
I don't know if it's because it was Jane Birkin herself, an actress and a singer. It kind of spiraled into the pop cultural world.
Mhm.
But we see it a lot in movies and TV shows, which we know, Sex and the City. Girly, Samantha and Carrie have a bag. They do.
Yeah.
They have the bag. Which I know for the show, like maybe they were used as like the stylists got them and their props for the filming.
Mhm.
But we also know that the actresses themselves could probably afford
them
the bag now.
with all the episodes in the season.
Yeah, with all the movies.
It was a little gift, like a
yeah.
rap party gift.
And so you see it very much intertwined with that show. You also see it, how we were saying, in Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl.
Blair has her Birkin.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Devil Wears Prada.
Very, how we said, fashion.
High-end.
Very like fashion type of vibes are going in.
I feel like another thing too, in like TVs and movies, it's very much associated with New York.
Yeah.
Yet it was designed on their way from Paris to London.
Yeah.
And it's very much a Parisian style, the way Jane would wear it. Which I think it's so interesting that now in our day and time we correlate it with New York. I don't know, I just think it's just also about like where fashion lives. You have these places. It is Paris, it is New York, it is, these areas that have very fashion forward, or where like I feel like the creativity for fashion kind of starts. You have fashion houses there.
Yeah.
So I think that's also
and
very
the
interesting.
cultural impact it has done as the years gone by, from when it was initially designed to now, and how it's changed in a way from what
from what it used to be.
Alrighty, diving into now our next segment, which is like the pop culture vibe of a Birkin bag. How we said it's a very fashion type of bag, and fashion icons that we've seen wear them frequently in like magazines and blogs and discussions, and just out and about. We have like Victoria Beckham.
We do. The queen herself.
Miss Posh herself.
She gotta have it.
She's gotta have it. We also have, as we know, the Olsen twins.
The Olsen twins. I feel
Olsen
like
twins.
also the way they wear it is so iconic, because it's this piece of luxury,
Yes.
yet they always have it, and it's so like disheveled
Yes.
and like tore up, beat up, which I mean in a way it's like it's well loved.
Yeah, and them themselves, not forgetting about the other celebrities, but them two themselves, like the Olsen twins, them, and then Victoria Beckham, are also like fashion powerhouse women.
Amazing. Yeah, they have their own brands.
They have their own brands. They have their own fashion line. They are very well impacted in the whole entertainment industry and now in the fashion
world.
So they were able to dive into that part.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are discussions that we have like in the books, in the movies and the shows and all that stuff about the Birkin bag.
I feel like there's this sense of trust
Mm-hmm.
in what fashion choices they have, right?
Yes.
So whatever like style that they're going for, it
Mhm.
automatically, like, you see it and you're intrigued by it,
Yes.
and you want to replicate it.
Exactly.
I feel like I would love to have a Birkin bag that I just like tore up, but not like on purpose.
This-
It's just because I've been wearing it so much.
It's loved. It's been loved. I think
loved
it's like
and
that's the
worn.
difference between it actually being torn up and people destroying it to actually it being loved and appreciated and used.
More than just like a piece on my wardrobe that I
Like,
look at.
No, it's like
Yeah.
you're using it for what it was intended for,
Mhm.
you know?
And there's daily use.
And there's daily use for it.
I feel like that's another thing too.
Yeah.
When it comes to luxury bags, you can either go the route of like it becomes this piece in almost like your closet museum,
Mhm.
that you want to look at and admire, but
Yeah.
you like are afraid to
To
wear,
wear it, like,
or you wear the shit out of it.
because you
Yeah.
know that like that was something you've wanted and you're gonna use it. Like it's just always this thing. I think this mentality that especially like the Gen Zs and,
Yeah.
and even the millennials have, where it's like by the time the amount of money that I spent for like a piece of clothing or
Mhm.
for shoes or for a bag or etc., by the time that I get it or the amount of times that I use it, it would have paid itself off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think
Girl math.
girl math. So I think at the same time as a Birkin, yes, it costs like 20 grand.
Yeah.
Even if you get secondhand or whatever, but by the time that you've used it, the time that you're gonna invest into this bag of what you're gonna use it
Yeah.
for, you would have paid for it by itself.
Yeah.
Technically,
In a
with
way.
time.
Yeah.
Not with money, with time.
With time, because
You know?
this is something that usually gets passed down through generations.
Yes.
So it wouldn't just be your lifetime; it would be
Continued
your
on.
child's or your grandchild's, especially if it becomes like this heirloom.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that also makes sense with it.
And again, for it being such a higher price of a luxury item, in the music industry, we often see artists referring to the Birkin bag in their lyrics or even in the album art,
Or even in their music videos.
in their music video, as a symbol of wealth and success.
Yeah. Which,
definitely
check out our playlist for this
particular
episode. We'll put it up on our Insta stories, and it'll live on the little icon thingy.
Yes.
But definitely check it out. I feel like this one was the most interesting because there's songs that talk about the Birkin, there's songs named after the Birkin, but there's also songs that just radiate the Birkin vibe.
Yes.
So definitely check it out. We got a little Lana Del Rey in there.
Yes.
Yep.
And now in the literature part,
And the literature part.
music, we have the songs. Also, there's writing. There's writing involved for this. There's writing involved in the movies and the shows and the series that we see of that mention a Birkin bag, or just as simply the character carrying the Birkin bag.
Yeah.
But anything that at time it's associated to a character or in a book or whatever it may be, another like symbol, a highlight that it does, it has to do with like sophistication.
Yeah.
Very posh.
Which I think it's so interesting that this like piece has such a cultural significance, where it's like people know the Birkin bag, even if they don't, if they've never really seen one, if they've never even had the mind to purchase one, you know what a Birkin bag is, and you know who's worn it, and you know what it means, kind of, even if it's like surface level, but it's I think it's so interesting because it's just like it's in the like the end of it, right? It's a bag, it's an accessory.
Yes.
Like there's so many bags that have been made before, so many bags that have been made after. The distinction between this is that this is such a cultural significance, which I think is so interesting.
Yeah. And like overall, like the bag is like it's like a piece of accessory of a clothing to tie in your like outfit and stuff, but it also has a lot to do with who you are
Your
as
lifestyle.
a person, your lifestyle, your personality. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is the type of vibe that you're trying to give off
Yeah.
when carrying a Birkin?
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I would love to be very demure about it. I don't think I would, like, guys, literally, like, if this ever happens, you guys have the right to tell me to tone it down. I don't think I would ever be the person who would, like, post, like, showing it off. I feel like that's not classy. That's not what the Birkin is about. I feel like I would love to be like the Olsen twins, where it's like you see it with me because this thing is torn up, this thing is beaten up, this thing is with
been
me,
with me 24/7
type
every single
of
day
vibe.
of my life.
Yeah, but it's not me like, oh my gosh, my Birkin.
Mhm.
Like, no, that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
If I ever act like that, tell me.
Yes.
Like, slap me in the internet face, if that makes sense.
You know?
Yeah. Like, call me out on that shit, because I don't want to do like that.
But
yes.
now, how would you style your Birkin bag?
I feel like I love
Diving
the
into the
charms.
next topic.
Yeah, I feel like another thing too, it's customization, right?
Mhm.
Which we said you can get things embellished, you know, you can style it depending on your outfit, if you're doing casual, if you're doing business.
Evening glam.
Yeah,
Street
if you're
style
going out,
statement like the Olsen
traveling.
twins. Mhm.
Yeah. I feel like the way I would personalize it, I love the whole charm thing.
Yes.
I would definitely add charms.
Mhm.
I would add cute trinkets and accessories that
Mhm.
mean something to me.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing that I think would come to mind, you know, Dad's gold, like, bracelet?
Mhm.
I would definitely get that fixed so then I can add it to there.
that, mhm.
And then add maybe, like, a charm on it. Like,
Mhm.
one of his charms that he had from his necklaces
Yeah.
that he had. I feel like I saw also people adding earrings, which is so
Ooh.
interesting. So it would be, like, hoop earrings.
Yeah.
And you kind of, like, add it as charms on the little
thingy.
chain.
It's
which is
giving
really
like
cool.
you know how like the Coach has like the cherry like charm thingy, like
Yeah,
something
the
like
bag.
that you can like accessorize like that. I've seen a lot where people do like the
Bows.
scarves or bows and stuff. So very like coquette type of thing.
Which, interesting enough, the whole scarf around the wrap of the handbag,
Mhm.
it's to protect it.
Yeah.
Which is so interesting too, that
Mhm.
it just became a trend. Also, you would have obviously one of the Hermès little scarves
Yes.
around it.
Yeah.
So,
Hermès.
Yeah.
all the even like a little bag of it in itself. You know,
Yes,
like something
I saw
like
that too.
But like my AirPods or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like even like a little like tote bag. So like if I go grocery shopping,
Yes,
like, I pull it out
that's
or
so
something. That'd be
That's
so cute.
I would definitely like love that too.
Do that. Yeah.
I feel like also like having your own like color, if
Yes.
that makes sense, right?
Mhm.
Because obviously like the brown and the black are very classic, very elegant, but I feel like if you found a color that kind of represents you, so like if your favorite color is green or blue or whatever it is,
Mhm.
like those colors, like, and you made it so it's like
Yeah.
it's you wore it every day, or even if
Mhm.
it's like the color of the season, I
Mhm.
think would be so interesting.
Yeah. And like how you said, like this is your, if you think about it, your forever bag.
Your forever bag.
So how do you want your forever bag to look?
Yeah.
And how would you like it to resemble who you are as
Who
a
you are.
person
Yeah.
in your style, and what kind of statement you want to give off carrying the Birkin bag?
Yeah.
You know, are you going to go towards more of the casual chic, the business attire, the fashion streetwear type of statement? Like,
Yeah.
what is a Birkin bag for you?
Yeah.
And I think it holds a lot of meaning to that.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it is a very expensive type of bag that a lot of people like tend to like complain about, but it's at the end of the day, it's your forever bag.
And I feel like it has a lot to do with who you are, like,
And all the
shown on the
milestones
bag.
that you've
Yeah.
had to accomplish. Yes, in purchasing other Hermès like items, but in
Or
general
even
in
if
your
you
life,
get it secondhand, I feel like it could commemorate something like,
Important.
you know,
like there's
your
people
30s or getting married, you know, whatever.
there's people even as well, like I'm thinking about like Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
She's a law student.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of law students tend to get the Birkin bag too.
Yeah, once they graduate.
Once they officially pass the bar and everything,
Mhm.
that's their first item for themselves. So it's like the Birkin bag has so much more meaning than it being
Just being an
a
accessory.
bag.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot to do with milestones. It has to do with achievements. It has to do with yourself as a person
And you
and
know,
what it means.
Sorry, you know what I also think that it has a lot to do with? I think it also goes back to the intent of the creation of it.
Yes.
And that still resonates throughout it now.
Yes.
Right? So it was literally designed for someone and their lifestyle, and that became the overall theme of what that bag means, which I think is so interesting.
And I mean, to wrap this whole episode itself, of course, we always give a little poll or little questions, and we want to know about you guys. Like, is a Birkin bag something that you would like to have in the near future, or is it something what kind? You know, how would you style it? How would you personalize it? Or is it even something that you didn't even come across until now? Yeah, and now figuring out a little bit more of the design process of it and everything. Is it something that you're interested in?
Yeah,
you know.
Thank you guys for listening. This is a little bit shorter because it is a double release, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for a little bit more. I hope you guys enjoy. Love you. Sending you virtual kisses and hugs. Yes, that's also
so we can't really close off the episode, but we'll close it off right now. Bye, Queenies. I literally pressed the button before we said it. Bye, Queenies. Love you.
See you next episode.
Bye.
So we wanted to start off this episode. So just to let you guys know, these were pre-recorded. And so we're giving you guys a double release, but to kind of make up for that week. But today has been 2 days since we heard the news, and it's been hard.
I think especially for us that grew up listening to One Direction, for being fans of them since the very beginning, hearing about them on their X Factor and stuff like that, that you grew up with them in a way, and you saw them grow up as you yourself were growing up. So I think that, you know, hearing this news, especially for how soon it happened and how quick everything happened, it's tragic and it's sad. You know, my heart goes out for his family, for his son. You know, ourselves have experienced similar losses, and we can only imagine the pain that they are feeling in this moment. And I think that for us as fans, for us as people that admired them and loved him from afar, you know, we need to respect the family right now, and respect even the boys. You know, they were together for so long, they traveled together, that they became like brothers, and we saw that in what they posted. And we should be respecting this time for them to grieve,
giving people space to grieve, not judging how people grieve, or how quickly they respond, or how quickly they don't respond, or if it's a wrong response. I think there's a lot of negativity in that, and there really shouldn't be. Like, this isn't a joke. This isn't, like, somebody genuinely died, and like, it was because of so many things, probably, but
that built up.
But there were comments being made like that prior to his death. And so I think it's just unacceptable for people to act that way.
Even us as fans, us that say we're directioners and all this stuff, we should not be so loose with the words that we use and how we explain how one should grieve, because grieving comes in different ways and in waves. You know, one day you can be all happy and remember the good memories, and then the next you can be feeling guilt, or you can be feeling depressed for the way that it ended so soon, that you had so many things that you wanted to tell that person. So I think that in this moment we shouldn't be so heavy with our words towards others.
I think just be kind,
be who
give
Liam
people
was.
Space.
You know, I think being who Liam was genuinely to everyone around him, you know, and we saw that with all the comments that everyone has made about him being so happy and everything.
To remember who he was before this, because I know that there's other things also coming out, and just trying to remember who he was and the essence of who he is as a person. Yeah, I think.
And in no way are we doing this to receive anything.
No.
I think we're doing it as
A tribute
for Liam, and for being, how we said, we were hardcore fans since the very beginning, and even when they went their solo routes, you know, we supported them in the ways that we could in their solo routes.
I feel like also another thing too, I think the main reason for this, we're all mourning, and this is like almost like a tribute to him in a way, or like the way we know how to, I don't know, but I think more than anything, I think if whoever's listening right now, if you are dealing with any mental health, any substance abuse, even any grief, because I know grief can be like, it comes in waves, and sometimes it's just like raw. If you're dealing with any of these things, please get help. Please know that you matter. I don't want to cry.
And know that we built this podcast to reach out to a community of people that has the same love for fashion, for art and history, but at the same time we are a community to help one another during these difficult times, and we're always here to listen, to build each other up, and we can only do so much to help you, but we want you to know that we are there to help you with anything.
And we made this podcast in a very difficult time in our lives.
We used our grief
to turn it into this.
To turn it into a creative, inspiring,
to try to make some light out of things. And so I think that's the same thing we should do in grieving Liam, and in remembering also, I think, grieving our childhood, grieving our teenage years.
There was a TikTok that someone had posted about how me right now doesn't know how to grieve, but the little girl inside of me is like distraught, like is just destroyed, because it's true. You know, we were so young being introduced to One Direction that they hold a special place in our hearts. So seeing this happen, especially now, you know, for so many of us being so close to age to him, it's also difficult knowing that it's like he was so young, and he
had so much life ahead of him. I think it's a disclaimer, and it's to bring awareness to anyone dealing with any grief, mental health issues, substance abuse, to know that you matter, to know that there's people out there who are here for you.
Yes.
And that you're worthy.
And before we wrap this up, I think this is a note for Liam. You know, it's we loved you, and we will continue loving you. You were a major part of my life during a difficult time in my life as well, as a young kid. And watching performances, interviews, the diaries, every little thing brought so much happiness in such a dark time in my life. That I can only apologize for not doing the same for you during this time, even though we didn't know each other, but as a fan. And you will be missed, and we will remember all the good times of you, and mourn the version of you we grew up watching, and not judge you for the person that everyone will portray you as for how you left. Because I know that wasn't you entirely. And my heart goes out to all the boys as well.
His family.
His son.
And the fans.
And the fans. All of us. We love you, Liam. We really did. And we will always remember you.
Hey, thank you guys so much for listening. Please don't forget to leave us a review and to share this podcast with your loved ones, acquaintances, and really just anybody and everybody who will listen.
We'll be releasing new episodes every Wednesday. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at We Are Fashionably Late with 2 E's at the end, and at The Digitals Podcast on YouTube for more behind the scenes content. Sending you lots of love and virtual hugs. Can't wait to see you in the next episode. Bye.